Hi everyone, it's Lily Amanda for Portrait Creatives. In this video, we are going to talk about how to remove under eye dark circles. This is a very common problem. People I know, everyone has it. And I know some kids, they're even born with under eye dark circles. So it's very common and natural to have them. And don't worry too much about them. But if you have clients or friends that ask you, can you remove the under eye circles? Yes, you can do it, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go into Photoshop. So I have this beautiful image of Christine. She's a professional dancer, and we have done so many projects together. So in this image, you can see she has some under eye dark circles. Part of it is because the light. When we shoot, it was like during the midday in the shade, and it was a narrow alleyway, so the light was shining from the top, and that's very easy. Like when the light shining from the top, it's very easy to have the under eye dark circles. So part of it is caused by the lighting. And how to solve this? If you want to reduce this when you shoot, you can actually use a reflector to reflect from underneath, so the shadow will go away. But if you don't have someone to help you with the reflector, you can do this in Photoshop. There are a few ways you can approach it, and I'm going to show you like what is the most easy, effective, and quick method to remove the dark circles. Okay, the first thing I want to show you, if you use some tools, for example, like patch tool, what it would happen. And I would just select the area and then drag it to the brighter area. Like it removes some, but you can see it's not doing a good job at all. Okay, and I can just do it a few times to see if the problem would be improved. But it looks quite strange. It's not natural at all. So it's not the way I would do it. Okay, so I'm going to remove this layer or use clone stamp tool. So here's a clone stamp tool. If you just do something like this, it's not going to look natural at all, like that. It's not something like straightforward. With one tool, you can solve this problem. Like this, the clone stamp tool doesn't do a good job either. Okay, and let me just add another new layer. Let's try spot healing brush tool. Okay, so I'm just going to paint this area like that. So it's not doing a good job, right? And so I'm going to just undo this, and then I'm changing to healing brush tool. Okay, so I'm going to sample this area and hold on Option key and sample here, and it's OK on the PC. So I'm just going to try and just sample this area like this. Okay, it's not bad, but still, if you zoom out, it's not bad. Better than previous tools. It's not bad, but it's not perfect. This is not the tool we're going to use as well. And there is another tool we can try, is content aware. Let me just select this area, and then let me just select it properly. Okay, and now we're going to edit content aware fill. Okay, so it's trying to, I'm going to use, this is minus brush. You have to help Photoshop to see where are the area it can replicate for the under eye circle area. So definitely not the lips. Okay, so I'm gonna just do that. And then I'm going to add area, for example, like cheeks, which is a smooth area. Suppose able to use this skin area, clean skin area, to replicate. But still, you can see it's not doing a good job. It's very confused. So let me just remove the ear here, see if it gets better. No, so it's actually very confusing for Photoshop. Okay, and so I'm going to cancel it. Another way I will approach is I use curve. Let me select this area. And then I add a new adjustment layers, curves. So there are two things to tackle. First is the brightness differences. Like you can see the significant darker on the eyes, right? And second is color differences. Let me see. It has different tone. Maybe have some more bluish tone or red tone in it. So that's why the skin color differences and brightnesses would need to adjust separately to achieve a good result. So let me see if I can do this. First, I use curve adjustment layer, right? So I'm just going to brighten up this area with this finger, this hand sign. I don't know what's this one called. If anyone knows, let me know. And I'm just gonna drag it up to brighten up this area. So you can see this area is all too bright. It doesn't sort of blend together, but don't worry about it. We are going to blend it later. So this is the first thing, to brighten the area, okay? And the second thing is, I think there's some red tone in it, as I see. So I'm going to reduce some redness, okay, like that. Maybe reduce some blue tone as well. I can see some blue here, just tiny bit. That's too much. Let me just play with this. You can drop up and down to see the difference. So I can see most probably just here. Yeah, just tiny bit difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to black brush. So I press X to change it to black, and I'm just going to paint here a little bit over. I'm going to change the brush opacity about 20%. I press 2, and I'm just going to brush on the edges. Just help it to blend in a little bit better. Okay, and then I'm going to feather. Okay, let me just add a little bit more feather. So that's better, right? Okay, let me just blend here a little bit more. So I can still see some color differences, right? That's before, that's after. That's way, way, way better, right? And I didn't really touch the skin texture because I just brighten up the area and change a little bit the color. Let me select this area again. Like this area. It's darker and also have some blue tone in it. So I'm going to use, okay, let's try selective color. Skin tone is mostly on yellow and red tone, okay? So let's try on cyan. Let's reduce it. You can see that's worse when I go to the right, right? And I go to the left, it's sort of change and shift. Wow, okay, that's good. So let's see magenta. Okay, over here, when you don't know what to do, it's better just go to the edges. Okay, so you can see the differences. Okay, so it's about here. You sort of just have to eyeball it. And I'm going to just brighten it up. You know, this is brighten it up, this is make it darker. So I'm going to go this way, slightly a little bit brighter. Okay, let's try that. And I'm going to use brush tool, B, and then a black brush to just remove this area. Opacity is 20. I'm just gonna do this area. And I'm going to use feather just to see, just to blend this area better. So that's before and after. A subtle change. You can use this method and keep doing a different adjustment until you're happy with it. I'm just duplicate the selective color, what I just did. So I'll just make it stronger. And then I'm going to brush out this area, which I don't think they need adjustment. They are pretty close already. So that's before and after, okay? And I'm going to show you overall before and after, right? That's a lot better. Okay, so let me just remove this area because I think this is too bright. I often have to zoom out to see overall picture. When you zoom in, you don't see it so clearly. So you will need to zoom out to see the area. Like I can immediately identify this area is too bright. So I'm going back to curves, just gonna brush a little bit to make it darker. Okay, so, and also this area is it's a little bit too bright here. So I'm going to use my 20% brush, just gonna brush a little bit like that, right? Zoom out, zoom in to see the difference, right? Okay, let me just do a tiny bit here. So this is before, this is after. It has become tons better, right? This is a natural way, a natural look approach. If you want to remove the dark eye circle completely, there is a way to do it. And we were going to use frequency separation. The good thing about frequency separation is it will retain the texture of the skin. And so when we retouch the dark eye circle, lift the brightness and change the color of under eye circle, it will not touch the texture. That's a great way to approach this problem. With frequency separation, I have another video you can check it out. I will leave in a link down below. And if you want to download the frequency separation action, there is also a link in the description you can download. I want to compare the two different results. So I'm going to go to image and duplicate. And I'm going to click OK. So this is another image. I'm going to delete these all and run frequency separation. If you already downloaded, you can just go to action. And if you don't see the panel over there, then you go to window and find action panel here, okay? And then you find the action, click on the action and click on play. You just have to zoom in to see the radius. When like this, you can see the texture, right? You just have to drag it slowly to see when the texture completely disappear and only color and tone left. Okay, I think I will go for 9 or 7. Let's go for 9. Okay, I'm gonna click OK. The action is very convenient. It will just run everything and then you're done. I'm going to this color and tone layer and then add a new layer. You can see what I do. And I'm going to use clone stamp tool and I'm changing the opacity to 20%. And I'm going to just make my brush bigger and sample over here. Hold on Option key to sample it, or OK on the PC. And then I'm going to just move it up to see. Just copy and paste this area. Clone is basically just copy and paste. So I'm just going to sample this area, the bright area, and then move it to see. You know, just clone this area, this dark area to be bright, like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I have a little bit darkness over here, need to remove. Right, so let me see. So if you think that's too much, you can always reduce the opacity to make it look more natural. Okay, so it's all entirely up to you. So let me just go here. That's pretty good. I'm going to add a layer mask here so I can have more control what I just cloned. And then I'm going to use a black brush and the same 20%. First, I will go to 100% because I want to remove any possible, want to remove this. If I just accidentally touch these lashes, I want them to show, to come back. So I'm just going to make sure everything is good. And then I'm going to zoom out a little bit to see. I would like to have some line over here because that is her natural eye shape. You see this area. Okay, so I'm going to use 20% of opacity and just paint this area very lightly over here. Okay, you can see this is natural, you see, before and after. That's much more natural than if I don't paint it back, her eye shape will completely gone, okay? So that's about it, how I would approach with frequency separation. You can see that, it can do a very, very good job. And then the other one. You can see the one we just did previously. This is another result you can compare. That's the frequency separation. This is just with adjustment layer. So you can choose whatever method you would like to go for. This image is not fully retouched. I'm just showing you how you can remove the dark eye circle. If you want to see a full retouching for this image, go to portraitcreatives.com to sign up for the membership. You will be able to see the full retouching of this image. So this is just the tutorial today, and if you enjoy it, if you find value out of it, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll be uploading more helpful tutorials, so make sure you subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video. We just watched a film called Violent Night. It is, I would say this is not my cup of tea. The film has too much violence in it. There's a lot of killing and a lot of blood. This is really not something I like, but I watched it because it's like Christmas film, and I want to watch a Christmas film during Christmas period. It came out in December 2022. And the plot, the story was interesting, and there was a scene like the Santa Claus was dying, and everybody around him started to say like, I believe in Santa, I believe in Santa, I believe in Santa. And he came back alive. Ho, ho, ho. Spoiler alert. Sorry about that if I spoiled it. But the thing is, like, Santa Claus came back alive. It seems like because everybody believed him, there is a Santa, so he came back alive. My partner and I have different cultural background. He's European and I'm Asian. So we have like huge amount of cultural differences between his and mine. And he was asking me like, do you believe in Santa? And I was like, when I got to know Santa Claus, I was already a teenager. And I was brought up in Taiwan and we don't do chimneys. So that was a bit hard to convince because we've been together for a long time. So that was the time that I start to see that there's so much cultural differences between us and between European, Asian, and all across all different culture. Especially nowadays, travel is so easy and a lot of people work abroad, away from home. We get to know different culture and different background. It's so diverse in Malta. It's just melting pot for all the culture. It is very interesting to study different culture, different way of thinking. When you encounter different people with different culture and different background and different thinking, you get to have a better picture of what this world like. The more we know about other culture, the better we can interact with people better and also have better relationship with people from different culture. I just want to encourage you to go out and meet people from different culture. You might find something new and it might give you inspiration for all sorts of different things. It's always good to shake ourselves a bit. Even it doesn't matter, it's something like it's a cultural conflict. I think the more we know about other culture, the better we are with communication and also how we get along and work with people from different culture and different background. So just a little thought sharing here.